The internet is vast and mysterious, filled with wonders and dangers. Most people only venture as far as their favorite websites and social media platforms, content to use for everyday tasks like shopping and keeping in touch with friends. But there is a deeper, darker side to the internet, a place where the rules of the real world don't apply, and anything is possible. It's called the deep web, and is not for the faint of heart. I have always been fascinated by the deep web and have spent years exploring its hidden corners and secrets. I have seen things that would make most people's hair stand on end, and I have learned to be careful and always protect my identity. But one day, I made a terrible mistake. I was at home, browsing the deep web on my laptop, when I came across a strange website. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before, with strange symbols and a hypnotic pulsing background. I couldn't look away. I was drawn in, my fingers moving of their own accord as I clicked deeper and deeper into the site. Before I knew it, I had downloaded something. I don't know what it was, but strange things started happening as soon as it was on my computer. My laptop began to emit a low hum, and the screen flickered and pulsed in time with the strange symbols on the website. I tried to close the window, but it was too late. The deep web had me in its grip. I only remember a little of what happened next. It's all a blur of strange images and sounds of voices whispering in my ear and shadowy fingers reaching from the darkness. When I came to, I was lying on my bedroom floor, my laptop beside me. It was dark outside, and I had no idea how much time had passed. I never went back to the deep web. I don't know what that strange website was or who was behind it, but I know that I never want to experience anything like that again. The deep web is a place of shadows and secrets, and it is not to be trifled with. After my terrifying encounter with the deep web, I tried to put the experience behind me and get on with my life. But the strange symbols and voices I had encountered on that fateful day lingered in my mind, haunting me every time I closed my eyes. I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone, that something was watching me from the shadows. I tried to convince myself that it was all in my head, that I had simply had a bad trip or a hallucination brought on by stress. But as the days went by, the feeling only grew stronger. I would catch glimpses of movement out of the corner of my eye, and I would hear whispers when no one else was around. I was trapped in a nightmare and didn't know how to escape. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know what. I was too afraid to go back to the deep web, and I didn't know who to turn to for help. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I packed a bag and left my apartment, not knowing where I was going or what I would do when I got there. I just knew that I couldn't stay there any longer. I wandered the streets for what felt like hours, my mind racing with fear and uncertainty. And then, out of nowhere, I saw it. A strange symbol, glowing softly in the darkness. It was the same symbol I had seen on the deep web that had trapped me in its spell. I knew I should have turned and run, but I was drawn to it. I had to know what it meant, and where it would lead me. I followed the symbol down alleys and through abandoned buildings, my heart pounding in my chest. And then, suddenly, I was there, a portal, glowing with an otherworldly light. I don't know what possessed me to step through it, but I did. And when I emerged on the other side, I was somewhere else entirely. A strange, alien landscape filled with wonders and horrors beyond my wildest imagination. I knew then that I could never go back, that my journey had just begun. The deep web was only the beginning, and I was destined to explore the mysteries of the universe, no matter the cost. As I stood on the portal's threshold, gazing out at the alien landscape before me, I knew that my journey had only just begun. I had entered a world beyond my wildest dreams, a world filled with wonders and horrors beyond my understanding. And I was completely and utterly alone. I had no idea how I had gotten there, or what had happened to the rest of the world. All I knew was that I was lost in a realm of darkness and danger and had to find my way back home. I set out across the alien landscape, searching for any sign of civilization or a way back to the real world. But the more I walked, the more lost I became. The landscape seemed to shift and change around me, as if it were alive and trying to confuse me. I was constantly on edge, expecting to be attacked at any moment by some unknown horror. As the days went by, I began to lose hope. I was hungry, tired, and scared. I had yet to learn how long I had been wandering, or if I would ever find my way home. And then, one day, I saw it. A glimmer of light in the distance, beckoning me forward. I ran towards it with all my might, my heart racing with hope. And as I emerged from the shadows, I saw it. My home, my world, just beyond reach. I was overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming down my face. I had made it back, against all odds. I had survived the horrors of the deep web and the alien landscape, and I was finally home. But as I reached out to touch the portal, I hesitated. Part of me was terrified to go back, to face the mundanity of my old life after everything I had seen and experienced. But another part of me knew that I couldn't stay in this strange world forever. I had to go back, to face whatever lay ahead and make the most of the time I had left. So, with a deep breath, I stepped through the portal and back into the real world. And as I emerged on the other side, I knew that my journey was far from over. There were more mysteries to be explored, and more dangers to be faced. But I was ready for them, because I had survived the deep web. And as long as I had my wits, I knew I could face anything.